Hey y'all, how y'all doing? Welcome back to another episode of the Childish Grown Up Show. I know what we're doing here. We like to talk about childhood films with a twist, the lenses we had once as a child, a new lens being adults now. Does the film still hold up? Do they resonate different? Who knows? But we'll have that discussion today. Obviously, you can see the title. We're in our March Madness month, so we're still talking sports movies. Even a movie like this, which was a very interesting pick. And we're going to get into it. So, welcome back for our listeners. I know y'all look forward to these Wednesdays, but I'm not alone. Me, Marius Hunt III. I'm here with Ash Bash and Mia G. Welcome back to the show. Y'all ready to do this thing? Y'all ready to pod?
Definitely ready.
Ready, willing, and able.
I hear that. Yes. Okay. Well, we did get a new subscriber. We ain't really shout out like our Stoop kids are the new subscribers, but shout out to the new subscribers to the pod on YouTube. We're always welcome to that. Y'all can always reach out as well, leave a comment, all of that good stuff. But let's get into our childish grown up moments this week. Mia G, I'm gonna throw the ball in your court first. You got any childish grown up moments this week?
The only thing I can think of, because I can't remember what I was thinking 5 minutes ago, but the only thing I can really think of is like, it's my first week back in the office. And the night before going in, like to start the new back in office full time, I could not sleep. It was like the first day of school. Like I had my outfit already laid out for the next day. Was ready to
He's like, I'm
get
gonna
up.
kill him with
Like
this. I'm gonna kill him with
have the
this.
little nerves. Like, but you know what? I gotta be because might run into people I haven't seen in a long time.
Mm-hmm.
But I think that's about it. Other than that, it's been very much adulthood going on.
How many times you swapped the outfit?
Once, just once.
Oh, okay. All right. That's dope. Now that's really good.
Bad Nick.
Cause like first day back while I'm playing that, I'm messing around, might try it on just to get the just to get the full vibe. Like, is this really kind of because I'm going for so one take?
Mhm. I had one and then I was like, nah. So I just switched it the one time.
Okay. Did you already have this in mind way when you knew you would come back to the office, or it was like literally?
I didn't. I was just kind of going through my stuff and I was like, it's going to be a Monday. I haven't been in the office on a Monday in a long time.
Mm.
Like, who's going to be there? But
Mm-hmm.
I barely saw anybody because I was in my office the whole time. So
Mm. Okay.
My girl got an office. Okay.
Yeah.
it's not just me in there, it's a few people in my office, but yeah.
You still said my office.
Right, my office.
You got a Picasso in your house.
What floor are you on, man?
I'm on the fifth floor.
Oh, you on the
This
fifth
guy,
floor? She on the fifth
I
floor,
mean,
y'all.
it is the top floor of the building.
Talk that talk. If come on,
Fifth floor.
that's even more nostalgic. That makes it even better. I swear it does. Okay. Well, thank you, Mia, for sharing that. Ash, you got a
Yes,
childish
sir.
grown up moment from this past week.
Yeah, it wasn't too crazy. Just another karaoke night. Me and Anthony. He did In Sync. Bye bye bye.
That's right.
And I was like, what? What made? I don't know where he. Probably something he saw. But I'm like, boy, you don't know nothing about no In Sync. So yeah, he was getting into it, and I recorded him a little bit. It was towards the end. I was like, "Oh, I want to get this on tape." And I started to join in. We had a whole concert. I did the bye 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 movements, which I won't be doing here, but
Mm-hmm.
yeah. So that was cool. I usually start karaoke by myself, and Anthony always finds his way in my room to join me.
Mm.
So
Got you.
yeah.
Okay. I got a couple of things I had to make sure I noted because me and Ash had a conversation. I was like, bro, we didn't talked about a range of nostalgia and then take one note. So, So a couple of childish grown up moments for me. One, we ordered some pizza and I took it back and I said, you know what? They got this stuffed crust pizza, you know. I ain't had stuffed crust pizza in a grip, and that's definitely like a childhood, like, you know, I remember the cafeteria definitely had the stuffed crust. So I was like, all right, man, you know what? Like I told you about the other time with the soda, like, yo, let's get a 2-liter. Like just so I'm like, you know what? Let's just try this out. Got the stuffed crust. I think it was Papa John's. And it literally took me back to remember why I don't like stuffed crust.
Yeah, it's not good.
No, it's not. It's not. It wasn't. It wasn't good. It was not. I definitely did the same thing I used to do in the cafeteria room. I ate the pizza up to the crust and left it there, bro. Because I was like, it's just, this guapa cheese is nuts. So that's one childish grown up moment. And then the other for me is every here and there we'll get in the mode of wanting to watch Def Comedy Jam.
Yes.
And bro, the nostalgia in the sense that when your parents were watching comedy, you knew you needed to be to bed because the language they were about to use, the stories, it's raw like that. This ain't this is not like Comedy Central. Like this is like prior, bro. Like in our era, like they bruh, so explicit. Like they'll come right out the gate talking sex and like you're like, you feel me, girl? Because like, bro, it is so good though. Like I was like, oh, this is so 90s. And then of course our man Marty Mart is like hosting them early seasons. I was like, man, I love this dude. Like it's like he's so him. Like I don't know how else to put it. He's so him. Like he's just the right blend of cool but honest, vulnerable. I don't know. It's something about Martin Lawrence, man. But so it just took me back to like, hey, y'all go to bed. Like, you know, you ain't got no business listening to what we about to listen to. And you still can hear it out the door because they had the TV turned up to the max. So that took me back there. And that is our childish grown-up moments. If y'all want to share some childish grown-ups moments, y'all can hit us up, childishgrownups3@gmail.com. Or y'all can hit us up on Instagram, Childish Grownups Podcast. All right. Y'all know what time it is. Matter of fact, let me hit her with the Jermaine Dupri. Y'all know what this is?
Yeah, that shit. So y'all know it's time for the Flash with Ash. So we're going full-blown this or that. About 10 of these joints. Quick, you know, and you know, I want to switch it up. So, brother, I know you are vegetarian, but you at one point did indulge in some meat.
This is true.
So out the gate, we're going flats or drums. Let's settle it now.
Flat.
It's drums.
It's flats all day.
Yeah, I only reason I ever chose flats is because they wouldn't cook in the drum. Like I'm looking at if they cook them both proper, it's drums for me. Most time the drums don't be cooked all the way, and it'd be like, what is this? And the flats, you can guarantee they're gonna pretty much be cooked. But if they're cooked right, both of them, drums.
See, that's the problem with the drums. Like it's the weird meat for me, and it's always flabby. It's never cooked how it needs to be cooked, and it's just too much. Like give me the flat. I know it's the guaranteed legit meat, and I get to the bone. And I just don't need all the excess hanging off. Like I'm cool on that. But that sounds crazy, I know. But if I do eat a drum, it got to be like, you know, they got the party size, the super small drums.
Yeah, of course.
But them colossal joints they got now, no.
The flat is just perfection. It's listen. Maybe it's because I'm a little neurospicy, but the flat is the perfect portion, 2 small bones. The meat is consistent throughout. You can you just pull it up. Listen, drums got too much extra stuff going on. You never know what you're going to get with the drum.
The excess hanging off, like too much.
All them little
listen
pieces
though.
Different consistencies of meat.
But like, listen though. But like when it's proper and you're getting that good eat, you get that perfect spin going on it. Versus the flat, you got to work in between on the outside. Now we know how to do it because Instagram then taught us like to press the joint down. But I mean, I don't know how many people really doing that, even though they've been educated. But, but I mean, flats I would say are better. But if I prefer, if they're cooked, like if I can get a well done drum, I'm still here for the drum. So I feel you.
Fair.
All right, we've settled it. Flats it is. So let's go ranch or barbecue sauce.
Oh, it's ranch for me.
It depends on what we're putting it on.
It really do.
It's ranch.
Because if you're barbecuing, like,
it's true.
There's no way ranch will ever see the light of day, you know. But but barbecue's just more. It's more niche for me. Like barbecue's a little more niche. It's very just. I mean, it's hot dog, hamburger, chicken nuggets, or chicken wings, or whatever. But ranch is too, though.
Because ranch is like a dipping sauce for me, or like, but barbecue sauce is something I could like put on food.
That makes sense.
What say you, Ash?
I gotta go ranch.
I mean, I don't know why I know that. Like,
yeah, ranch is universal because, I mean, again, you have different types of ranch. You got the avocado ranch, spicy ranch, chipotle ranch. Now, of course, barbecue. If it's barbecue, give me the barbecue sauce on the brat. But other than like for a barbecue, I'm not a barbecue girl. Like barbecue chips, like I'm cool on that. Like barbecue wings, I'm good on that.
Yeah.
So it's gotta be ranch for me. It's just more, just more things to do with it.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. So we're going pickles. We got pickle spears, pickle chips, or the sandwich slices.
I gotta go. I mean, the spheres. Like,
I have to agree. I'm a sphere.
Oh my god, the sphere. Like, if there's no sphere, there's no pickle mood. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I'm never in the mood. Like, if I see a jar of sandwich pickles, which I get busy with, but like, I'm not in the mood seeing sandwich pickles. Nor am I seeing like dill, burger pickle, whatever you call them, pickle chips. Never in the mood, but like you see some spheres on your fridge door. Oh yeah, I'm gonna grab that just by itself. So yeah.
I agree.
You said a spear too?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, I gotta go spear as well because I almost chose the chips because you can have more than one. But I could go spear because I could eat a burger and then eat a bite of the pickle on the side. I don't have to have it on. And I like the sandwich slices, but it's too like flimsy. You can't just eat that out the jar, you know what I
mean? The spear has a little crunch to it.
Yeah, y'all here for the holes?
What are those?
The whole, like the whole pickle? Like the whole joint.
Not really.
Not really? Okay.
If I'm feeling nostalgic and I want to get a hot pickle and just have it, yeah, I'll do a whole like hot pickle. But it's been a long time.
It's been a long time.
I don't plan on doing that anytime soon because Mama be having heartburn. So
listen. It's crazy. Like the reflux is real.
Yeah, can't really get down with that no more. But
yeah,
saddens me. But okay, so we all got spears. Okay, we're going Ford or Chevy. What are we driving?
Chevy. I'm gonna say a Chevy.
I'm gonna go Chevy too.
Okay. Me too. I had a Ford and I loved it, but it did have its fair share. But I'm going Chevy. All right, we got the Jumbo Freezy or Push-Up Pop.
Jumbo Freezy.
Like, so the Freezies that come with all the colors, but they used to have the jumbo ones. You remember those?
I don't remember the Jumbo Freezits.
I do.
Have the jumbo.
I would have to go with those.
So you going with the Jumbo?
Jumbo Freezits, the Ice Pops, or what was the other choice?
Push up pops.
Is that the one that was sherbet?
Yes.
Yeah.
Gotta go to push up pops. My goodness, them joints so good. Bro, the push up pop. Man, I would go for that today.
I like them, but I feel like the cardboard used to always get soggy on the push pop.
That toilet paper roll.
Yeah, like just give me the little plastic wrapper.
Yeah. You're right though. It absolutely got soggy, but we was like, hey, we was trying to keep it together with that toilet paper roll. Like, man, but yeah, I got to push pop. I love sherbet. Like, that is my joint.
I'm going Freezy Pop. I like sherbet a lot too, but I never really got the push up pop when the ice cream truck came. Like that was never. I always got the strawberry crunch, or I
Same.
like
Of
the
course.
cotton candy joint. So I think the Freezies are just. I could do without the jumbo though. You could just really give me a regular.
Yeah, there's the skinny boy to
size.
do it. Yeah, yeah.
But I'll go jumbo Freezy.
Mm.
Okay. Hot Cheetos or hot crunchy curls? Now the hot crunchy curls is the ones at the hood gas station. I think it's the Vintner brand, that little dark red bag.
The Vintner is so God, Vintner.
Now I will have to say I don't have anything to compare it to because I don't think I ever had those. So I'm gonna have to go with the hot Cheetos.
Okay.
Yeah, you got to go to hot Cheetos. I mean, the Vintner, I remember it being hot. I don't remember the flavor being great, but gotta go hot Cheetos. They keep getting better, like low key.
Lord knows I need to stay away from those too, but every now
Can't
and
help it.
then.
They got us in the hood, dog. They got us in the hood. That fact, they got the whole world the whole country for real.
Yeah, man. I got hot Cheetos, of course. The crunchy curls, they're decent, but they were weird. They tasted weird, but I kind of liked it. Like after so long, it's like this is kind of a weird flavor, but it's kind of good. Like
Yeah.
it's kind of like gut burners, bro. Like a generic hot chip that's just so weird, but then you like.
I still be trying generic hot chips from time to time.
It's always a letdown, though. I just can't.
It is, but it's something in me. You just gotta know. Like I gotta know. That's what.
Powdered donuts or chocolate donuts?
Powdered donut.
I'm shocked.
My wife's a powdered donut too. I'm definitely chocolate donut. I ain't even a chocolate person, but the chocolate donut, that moisture is it's up there. It's really good, especially with a cup of Joe.
Just a cup of Joe. Tougher than I thought. Go ahead, Mia.
I'm really a glazed donut girl, but if I had chocolate and powdered donut, I'm gonna go with the powdered donut. The chocolate glaze that they put on like the packed donuts, it just is always was a weird consistency to me.
I can see that.
I always like the powdered donut.
I can see that though. Okay. That makes sense.
I'm gonna go chocolate, but powder is a close second because don't get enough credit though. Like it really does have a good flavor to it. I mean, you might have the white around your lip, but you get past that, the flavor's there. I will pick up a pack of powdered donuts. Let's be clear, but and it got to be Hostess is not the donut to go to. Like even though they think the brands, it's not Hostess. Like Hostess is not hidden like that.
Yeah. Anybody do the coconut? Anybody do them coconut joint?
Oh, that's my favorite.
The coconut donut joint.
That's my favorite.
Oh man, so
I always went left. You and bro always went, well, what y'all got? And I'm like, let me get the coconut.
Nah, Bubba, but we all kind of went different. Like Bubba really went left too. Like he put us on game a little bit. On a few things. Shout out to him for the Cheez-It push. Because now I love Cheez-Its. It's because of him.
I love Cheez-Its.
Yeah, like he killed that. That's that you gotta be careful, y'all. That's another reflux possibility. If you like that like that extra cheesy one, that's the one I get. You better be careful.
I mean,
Cheez-Its gonna have you
I prefer white cheddar Cheez-Its, but I do that original I can appreciate.
But the extra though, like I'm not talking about the cardboard. Have you had the extra one, the extra chip?
I don't think so. I think the crunchy didn't it have like an extra crunchy
I
one.
got an extra crunchy, but I got an extra cheesy, and that extra cheesy is the original flavor. It's 10 times.
That
Like
sounds
I would
better.
never even eat that cardboard box original.
I'm a original Cheez-It girl myself.
I'm sorry, no disrespect.
It's
I'm
okay.
sorry. I'm sorry.
I'm sorry. So I go back to what you like. I ain't mad at it though. That's cool.
As you get older, you just start liking stuff that just
Mhm.
wasn't even your thing. Like I like plain chips now. I'm like,
Oh
yeah,
yeah, yeah.
never thought I would reach in and get some plain chips and enjoy it.
Mm-hmm.
Plain Pringles, plain Bugles, like it's
Mhm.
crazy.
Yeah,
But
I appreciate a good soup.
Oh yeah.
I'm a good. I be craving soup.
wow, that's crazy.
Yeah, I got to make it myself most times, but I be craving a good soup. Like I'm like, man, I want all these vegetables. I want this brothiness. I want this heartiness. I crave a good soup for real.
I ain't
Mhm.
mad at it.
Yeah.
Swiss rolls or zebra cakes? You can't beat it. You got 2 packs on both sides. Like
This is a
we
good
got
one.
the 2-for-1 special. What we doing here?
Oh, this is a good one. Zebra cakes or
What say you?
Me?
yeah.
Oh, no Swiss roll. Even though that chocolate was falling off, and you had that second layer of the chocolate that felt like a rug. But it's just something about that Swiss roll, bruh. I did get done with the
The
zebra, but
rug.
Yes, the rug under it. The rug under it.
you know what I'm talking about.
Hey,
You
come
get
on,
the
BG.
frost, you
Exactly.
get past it, you got the little.
Yeah.
I gotta go Swiss roll though. I think I like the flavor of the Swiss better. And zebras were kind of big too, so it's like I low key like
Low
oh
key.
one is cool, bro.
I gotta go with the zebra cakes. I was a zebra cake girl.
Okay. Well, what about that one that put that over the top for you?
You know, the rug, I wasn't really a huge fan of Swiss rolls. Like I liked them, but I like the layer of icing on top of the cake within the little cream in the middle and then the
Mm-hmm.
cake, and it was just perfect.
Mm-hmm.
It's cute. It was cute.
Now, what was you getting a little full though?
It
Like
was
getting to that second cake.
Oh no, I bashed both of them.
Oh man, it's me and G thugging it. Hey, listen, I might do half of that second, but like the 2 zebra cakes, especially when they start changing shapes on you, give you the Christmas tree joints and the Valentine. Like it started like, hey, whoa, what's the size of this joint? Because it's like,
Listen, pack it for lunch, and you got the 2-pack, and you eat one and save one for after school.
you not see now you cooking. Like now you cooking. I gotta go. I'm going Swiss roll. It only really, I mean, because that consistency of like the proportion of it was like I said. I think really for me, zebra I pick it over zebra just for the simple fact that it was a little too much as far as that second one. There's always like a real work to get that second one down. Like always for whatever reason. And we didn't, have Ziploc or proper packing stuff. So we wasn't like.
If you fold that little pack over.
I mean, we'll fold it up, but it always end up out of the packing. You lose it anyway. You're like, bro, I folded this to put it in my backpack. It ends up somewhere with some pencils, like
it crumbled up.
It never ended up like now we got the proper put it in this small little joint, but like then it's like you thugging it and it didn't pan over. But yeah, I gotta definitely go with the Swiss rolls. Is those ho-hos? Is that the same thing?
No,
okay.
The ho-hos is fire.
Okay.
Like that's the full. Yeah, that's a different.
I see that I'm the only proper snacker around here.
Clutch my pearls.
You may be because I'm not really a sweets person. Like I never was. But
yeah, that's just back in the day. I don't.
But still back in the day, yeah, for sure. Like
I will say, I've always been a savory snack person too, Mo.
Mm-hmm,
but if it comes to the nostalgic sweets,
yeah,
you got what you need.
Yeah. We might need a flash with Ash where we like got to try a snack or something on air.
Ooh, we all come with one from blast from the past.
Or a childish grown up moment on air where we got to really go deep in the cut to see how far back we can find this candy. You
Oh
know,
my
or that's
goodness,
cake.
you guys, that just reminded me of something. The other day at the store, my daughter asked me to buy her a pack of cosmic brownies. You know, the brownie with
With
the,
the
Yeah.
yeah.
the
And
chocolate nerds.
I took a bite just for nostalgia's sake, and I was like, oh my God, this is poison.
Yeah,
Oh man,
it's so
was it
sweet.
was it a good poison?
No, it's like, it's not even a brownie. It's just like
A block of chocolate.
a block of chocolate with ice. It was like, oh my goodness, how did I used to eat these? And I used to love
Oh, we used to
those.
bang them. Like
Yeah.
what?
But again, I need split me down the middle. It's
That
too
was
much.
definitely a split me down the
It
middle.
was
It was
just
it's
so sweet and
Yeah.
like,
Yeah.
bro. That's how I feel about
Man.
nut. That's how I feel about not nutty buddies, but what's the peanut butter stick joints that are next to each other? Bubba used to love them all the time.
I think
Is another
it's nutty bars, ain't it, or something like
nutty
that?
bars? I think
Nutty buddies.
Nutty Buddy, because I thought those are Nutter Butters. Okay, so
Nutter
the
butter.
cookie things are Nutter Butters, but Nutty Buddies,
Straight up and down.
bro.
Yeah.
I was like, this is too much peanut butter, bro. Please get me out of here. Bubba used to eat Babe Ruth.
Yeah,
Like,
he always had the worst.
Something is wrong with you. You eating Babe Ruth, I will look at you crazy if I see you
Is
eating
that the one without the chocolate? It's just the
peanut all over.
peanuts
For
and
paydays and stuff, right? Like
Oh,
payday is the
see, now-
peanuts with
see,
the
I'm-
caramel. Like Tyler, he likes paydays, and I'd be looking at him with the side eye every time. I'm like, bro, I can't believe you eating all that them peanuts.
Hold up. Okay, now payday's a little different. There's a lot of peanuts, but they do put I feel like some caramel on like the outside. You get a little bit of hint of some stuff, but the paydays is alright. Like there's still a lot of peanuts, but it's the Babe Ruth joint. Like I think
What's the Babe Ruth? They didn't have nothing in it.
Let me see. They were the.
Gotta look now.
Oh, I'm tripping. Okay, maybe it's the other way around because Babe Ruth had the chocolate around it. Okay,
okay,
So-
it's the
It's-
payday.
It's
Yeah.
definitely
it's the
paydays.
payday. So never mind. I'm looking at my brother-in-law crazy too. Then, hey, bro.
Like a well, what you doing? right. Last one, y'all. Let's end it right. Are you on the monkey bars or the merry-go-round?
Ooh. This is an easy one. It's easy.
I think I know what you're gonna say.
I'm a monkey bars.
Oh, okay.
We should have known Miss Fitness over there.
I know,
she-
right?
She gonna work for it.
So why monkey bars? What was special about the monkey bars for you back then?
It was the challenge of seeing if you could make it across, like the strategy of like knowing how to place your hands and how long you can hold on and when to swing yourself. It was like
Sure.
the accomplishment I felt when I would get across the monkey bars.
Mm. You know, I'll say this. I don't have. I'm going the other way, but what I'll say about the monkey bars for me is the monkey bars make you like if without monkey bars you don't have like a real obstacle course. You know what I mean? In our head, we grew up on Double Dares and Legends of we grew up on these shows where we wanted to participate and do those things that we're doing on our local playground, and the monkey bars are like an essential part. Like we were playing the floor is lava before it existed. You know what I mean? And so having monkey bars hanging and trying to do that, or we even like if we had no basketball court, monkey bars might be your basketball goal for real. Like we might fake dunk on the monkey bar. Like so, but anyway, well, I guess since I'm already here, I gotta go I'm here for all the danger. Like the merry-go-round.
Merry-go-round.
Man, the merry-go-round, you got your Uno colors painted on there. Bro, you hear the squeaking sound when it spins, so you know it's a real thrill. It's about to be really dangerous because you hear the squeak every time it hits the same spot of the spin. There's one person that you keep volunteering to do it. Nobody ever wanted to actually run the joint around. There's one person, hey, nah, do it. You do it the best, man. Come on, spin us around again. Like, and then like we have so much fun, and I always end up somebody that don't got the rhythm right, and it's spinning, and they're trying to hop on. And they don't quite get it, and they end up hitting their head off in the mulch, and then that playtime over because they didn't hop on the right way. Like so, the merry-go-round, so many dizzy moments, so many exciting. I have an Instagram video. Man, matter of fact, I may post it on our feed. I got an Instagram video years ago just doing the merry-go-round, and I still to this day I will still do it, like to this day. So, what about you, Ash? I can't hear you, Ash. Oh man.
You're muted, lady.
Well, it was, and then it was like something else. Still can't. Try your audio setting. Maybe it's switched over or something. But
about that merry-go-round, see us motion sickness girlies.
Oh, you had it back then too?
I got it pretty early. I think I was probably about 13 when I noticed, oh no, I ain't gonna be able to do this. And it really was, I noticed it first on the swing. I'm like, ooh, feel a little gross.
Yeah.
So I'm like, you know, that's kind of when I stopped going to the park. I'm okay.
Is motion sickness anything like vertigo?
So not really. It's not like feeling dizzy so much as the motion makes you feel like sick to your stomach.
Okay. Well, Ash is having a little tech difficulties, but I know she'll be back in here shortly. So in the meantime, in between time, Mia G is gonna pull that lever and take us bike.
Let's go. Okay. So this is my pick, and I'm really, really, really excited about this one. Watching this, it just was like, ooh, this is a good discussion piece. So we're going to be talking about 2001's O. And the synopsis, an update of Shakespeare's Othello with a young cast set in an upper class prep school and centered around basketball player Odin. And for those of us who are not familiar with Shakespeare's Othello, the Moorish general Othello, in this case it would be Odin, is manipulated into thinking his new wife, Desdemona, which in this case would be his girlfriend Desi, been carrying on an affair with his lieutenant Michael Cassio, Big Mike, when in reality, it is all a part of a scheme of a bitter ensign named Iago. In this case, it would be Hugo.
Oh wow.
Yes. And
Can you hear me?
yep.
I hear you a little bit, yeah.
Hold on, I'm getting it together.
Okay, yeah.
Want me to go?
Yeah, keep going. That's crazy how close they kept it to the material.
Oh yeah. So okay. For cast, we have Mekhi Phifer as Odin James, Josh Hartnett as Hugo Golding, Martin Sheen as Coach Duke Golding, Andrew Keegan as Michael, Rain Phoenix as Emily, Eldon Henson as Dean Brable. That's the dean of the school girlfriend's dad. We have Julia Stiles as Desi, and we have Anthony Johnson as Dell. I feel like I'm leaving somebody out.
You got Emily? Did you say Emily already?
I have Emily. You know who it is I'm leaving out? Roger. Hold on, let me make sure I look up who played Roger because he was in a lot of teen movies back in our day.
I said, man, that dude look familiar.
Okay, that's where I went wrong. Eldon Henson was Roger, and I got his character mixed up with John Hurd, who was Dean Brable. Okay. Eldon Henson is Roger. Listen, this movie was released on August 31st, 2001, And I remember it being a huge deal at the time.
Hmm.
I don't like for us, you know, like of course it was a teen movie, very, very dark, really a young adult movie if you think about it. So
Yeah.
of course there's no toys or merch, but but I can't wait. I can't wait to get into this.
Yeah.
Cannot wait to talk about it. I need my
Yeah.
girl to
I know. She got it
go
because
over
I
here.
don't want you to miss out because I know we about to cook. I feel it. Okay. Well. All right, we'll do this. Hopefully, should be in by the time we get into the rewind. So I'll throw the ball in your court first, just because I know you ready. You ready to get off to the. I hear the gunshot. You ready? You ready to get out there? So, in the rewind, how did you remember this film? Just off of memory, just kind of referring back to your earliest experiences with the movie, and then how did it? What was it like this time?
Okay, so as much as I love this movie, it's not one that I've watched a lot over the years, but I do remember when I saw it for the first time, I was so fascinated by it. Like it was infuriating, but it was fascinating.
Mm,
Like I'm a sucker for an adaptation. So I love a modernization or an adaptation of Shakespeare or um like what's the other like any like just
mm,
like I'm into Bridgerton now. Like I love adaptations
mm-hmm.
from historical fiction or
Books as well.
I love it.
Okay.
So I because what happens is like back then when I first saw this, it made me want to go and then research Othello because I didn't know anything about
Mm-hmm.
Othello when this came out. But when I found out it was based on Shakespeare's Othello, I was like, okay, let me look this up. Let me see what this is about. Just like um, if you want to get into some trivia, Julia Stiles and the guy who played Michael,
Mm-hmm.
Andrew Keegan, they were in 10 Things I Hate About You together, and that was an adaptation of Taming of the Shrew,
Hmm.
which is also Shakespeare. And that came out, I think, the year after this, either the year before or the year after. I can't remember. But
Mind
like
blown.
all of that was really my bag,
Mm.
teen.
I can't. Yeah, I can't. How you doing out there, Ash? Can you hear us still? Um. All right. So for me, remembering it back then, bro, I feel like this might have been shown in school, bro. Like some reason in my mind. Yeah. Some reason in my mind, I felt like I seen this in school, bro. Like somehow, some way, uh, I don't know the caveat. I don't know how they got it off, but for some reason, I remember being taught about Othello, and then like just Othello in general. That being an intriguing story, like one of the ones I actually cared about versus like the typical Romeo and Juliet. I was like, oh, this is an interesting story, and then like something in my mind just feels like it's like in my head, and again, there's a lot. I have a lot of Mandela effect with this movie. I don't know if y'all did, but boy, did I! I said, "Oh my God, what is wrong with my brain?" Because no, I was like, "This didn't happen. This didn't happen either." But I just remember looking in class and looking at the TV in the corner, high up in the ceiling, like off the little legs they put in there. I just feel like I remember like wanting to put my head down, but watching it, like something in my mind makes me feel like the teacher laid it out and we were watching it, from that perspective. And I also remember that, like, I remember this movie being dark, and the way I remembered it also is like, dang, they set my man up, and I felt really bad for him. In the original time, I always remember. I said, bro, I knew. I said, I'm not watching this probably ever again. Like how I felt. Ash, you want to give it a test?
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yep, there she is.
Yeah.
Perfect
Can you
timing.
hear me?
Yeah.
My bad.
Back,
Now
she's
you
Sorry
good.
about that, y'all.
Yeah, you got. Yeah, I'm about to say you got
I
to
was,
put the. Yeah, you got in the right spot now.
I
You
was
got to
finna,
put the pail up there. Yeah.
I was
But
finna get it on my phone. I'm like, dang, cause it.
yeah. But so I remember thinking like, dang, they set him up. Why they do my man like he's the only black dude? That's my memory. Watching it this time, I said, oh, you see what I did? Uh, no, but I was like, oh, this is not how I remember it. And I had a Mia G moment. I have thoughts. So
Oh, I can't wait. See, okay.
ah,
Thinking about the the grown-up watch, my perspective on it changed too. So
okay. Well, Ash, a little rewind. How did you remember this film back then, like in your memory of watching it? And then how was it this time around?
I think I remember it the same. Um, Still mad, still pissed off. I just remember being excited for it because, again, love Makai, like Julia Stiles, even Josh Hartnett. Remembering him from Faculty and 40 Days and 40 Nights, I always thought he was a little cutie. I like his little tiny eyes. He got those little,
I love him.
yeah. So I always thought he was cute, and I just remember him from Faculty and 40 Days and 40 Nights. But yeah, I was excited to see Makai being the lead. And then once I realized what was going on, I'm like, oh, I'm not excited. I'm finna get mad.
Yeah.
But watching it with my adult lens, I had a little more sympathy in the beginning because I didn't really see a certain part the first time, but I still feel the same way. Yeah,
Okay.
overall.
and shout
Okay.
out to Josh Hartnett, teen heartthrob. He was also for my horror girlies. He was in Halloween H2O.
Mm,
Mm.
great movie cover. Great movie cover. All right. Here, let's get into some overall discussion here about this 2001 film O. Even now, I try to see them out there. They kind of floating it as Othello. I'm like, nah, don't do that. Nah, it's O. Like, it's still O. Like, no, I've seen it like trying to like where I watched it at. They try to put the whole name. I don't put the whole text in there. It's O. Like, just leave it at that. But this is something for Ash, real quick. Ash, is it crazy how much? And I feel like I thought this then maybe at some point, but isn't it? Is it crazy how much Mike resembles Pedro from The Neighborhood? Did you think about that?
Absolutely, he does.
I said, yo, the whole pretty boy
Absolutely
vibe. I was
does.
like,
Mm.
he looked like
But
Pedro,
Michael looks better though.
huh?
I said Michael looked better though.
Yeah, yeah. But anyway, that was just a little sidebar. But so that's the elephant in the room. Julia Stiles. This is, I don't know, this came out before or after Say the Last Dance, because I know where I'm about to go.
Before.
Okay.
No. Hold on. I gotta
Okay.
be sure.
Yes, no doubt. So while you're pulling up the date of Say the Last Dance, so two movies Julia Stiles is in, interracial dating, which not a problem, not that there's anything wrong with that. um, what do you
It
think
came
about?
out the same year. Hold on. Oh yeah, this
So
came
this
out
was 2001.
after. This came out August. That came out January.
So do we have any information about this? Like this been spoken about at all? Like, because I just want to see what y'all thoughts on it. It's not that it doesn't bother me. That's not what I'm getting at all. It's an interesting thing. Do y'all feel like, I guess what I'm getting at is, do y'all feel like because of doing these two films, she either may have gotten typecasted or maybe it affected her career because they only seen her in this kind of light?
I will say this. These two films both came out the same year. I don't recall ever seeing her in another film that had that same theme. Uh, I think actually, aside from Save the Last Dance, 10 Things I Hate About You is probably her other biggest film. And that one came out in 1999. So that one set her, I think, okay, this is just my speculation. Have you guys seen 10 Things I Hate About You?
I haven't seen it in a long time, but I definitely know
Mhm.
I've seen it.
So the scene when she's dancing on the table to to Biggie, I feel like that scene in itself is probably what got her cast in these roles. Because it was like, oh, hold on. Little white girl got a little rhythm. She got a little swing in them
Hmm.
hips. And I feel like
Hmm.
that was kind of like,
Yeah, and she said that's like where her comfort zone was. Like she's very comfortable in dance. I think she said something about that on like the DVDs of Say the Last Dance or whatever. Um, I mean,
but
she's got a lot of movies though. I'm looking here; it's
I've
got
seen her
a pretty good.
in quite a bit of stuff since then, though. It is all over the place.
Hmm.
Yeah. She was in Hustler, that movie with J Lo.
Hmm.
She was like I forget. She was like a therapist or something like that. If y'all hadn't seen that movie or not, but
Yeah.
I think she's typecast. But I do think like I thought she would pop off more. Like it just seemed like it just kind of declined.
Hmm.
And for me personally, I was like, oh, maybe she down with the Brown. I thought like, oh,
I mean,
she
of
might be
course.
into brothers for real. But no.
Yeah.
Uh,
Yeah. Right.
I think she has, full blown white children. I don't even know if she's
Mhm.
dated a black dude or
Full
not, but
blown.
sorry. I'm so
No, you
sorry.
good. No, you good. Hey, you ain't got to
Wait.
apologize. My wife just did this the other day. I said, you didn't hear what we talked about on the phone. But yeah, not good.
Um, but yeah, I mean, I didn't have a problem with it. There is one scene that I have in a later segment of ours
Mm-hmm.
that I'll talk about that
Mm-hmm.
was underwhelming. But yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I do feel like there was this possibility she could have been bigger, but a lot of these stars or like these upcoming stars, I think a lot of times it's just a compromising thing where they just, you know how Hollywood is. They have certain expectations for you to participate and to join in certain said activities, and when people decide not to, then all right, well, figure it out yourself. You'll never be any bigger than this. I'm not saying that's that. This is me speculating. But I always think when you see talented actors and actresses or actors, however you want to categorize it, when you see that, I think that's when the most times they've made the decision to say, "No, I'm not. Like I'm not going to do the things that you are wanting out of me because it's compromising my morality and integrity." And I think that could be a possibility with her, but she's still successful because she is still a working actor. You know what I mean? And I
You
feel
know,
like.
I'm sorry to cut you off, Mo, but I wanted to say it's weird how we like categorize like A-list celebrities versus everybody else because she's been like in the whole like Bourne um saga, the Bourne
Jason
Identity
Bourne
and all
stuff, yeah.
that stuff. And she's been in a lot of really good thriller and horror films.
Mm-hmm.
But you don't see her, like she's not visible.
Mm-hmm. She was in Dexter, which is like I was very happy to. And she had a little series of her own too. I don't know if it was on Showtime. I can't remember. It was pretty good, but like she was on Dexter on one of the seasons, a love interest, and definitely a muse to his kill streak. And I thought she did a good job in there. I liked her in there. I mean, I love the show Dexter. No surprise here, but
Same.
yeah. So maybe she'll come back for the newest Dexter. Who knows? But so yeah. All right. Just wanted to have a little Julia Stiles conversation. Now we can't talk about Julia Stiles obviously without talking about Mekhi Phifer. What did y'all think about him as an actor in the '90s? And what are y'all thoughts? Does he have leading man energy, or did this movie and some other movies kind of show why maybe he wasn't a lead man, or maybe it is a thing where I don't understand why he never was like really got popped off, similar to Julia Stiles? What are your thoughts?
Mm.
That's a good question.
That is a really good question.
I because now I'm thinking about it. Was he a lead? Is there something that he was like the lead in young as being as young as he was? Because you think about it, my first thoughts is Paid in Full, but
Yeah,
he wasn't. I
supporting.
mean, it was Ace, but he was right there. Yeah, and he did amazing. So it does make me wonder, like in this movie, I think he did good. I mean, Makai is just Makai. It didn't. This role didn't seem like it took a lot of effort until like later in the movie, where he had to pull out the emotional draw and boy, one thing Makai gonna do, he gonna cry for us, ain't he? That boy got that cry down. But
Hmm.
what I mean it's not stellar acting, but there's still actors that get a little more play than he does that are not considered top tier. So I think he is warranted more, you know, more roles that are not always supporting. I could see it, but
Hmm.
Once again, I don't know why in my mind Mekhi Phifer is maybe a bigger star than what he's considered to be. And maybe it's because I've seen him in so many of my favorite films, like films that I really like that were big hits. But again, yeah, he had supporting roles in most of them.
Hmm.
Like the Divergent series,
Hmm.
he had a important role, but it was supporting. Um, he's been in,
You like Carmen, hip hopper.
listen, don't play with me because underrated classic.
I was
Don't
so
play.
emotional watching that movie. I remember back in the day, like I remember, like
Don't play. Don't
I
play.
should have known. I should have known it
You
was your bag.
you don't want beef with Miller because I'm iller. Don't play.
Look, that I should have known, boy. Um,
But anyway,
watch that then. Watch that then.
but I think he could have been bigger than what he was. I think he had a lot of potential. He has an intensity to him. Uh and I think that may be what hurt him. He's got a seriousness. It's very hard. Even when he plays a lighthearted role, you still see him as he's just very intense. It's
Yeah.
like it's hard to get past that, like, ooh, it's Mekhi Phifer. Even his name is
Yeah,
serious. Like,
it
like,
is though.
ooh.
Yeah, it is.
I always was like, oh, it's evil Omar Epps, even though they're completely different. Like,
That's how we think though. Like we
yeah,
definitely
like
think like when we see two lookalikes, we're like, oh, this is the
as a kid, I was like, oh, that's the serious, stern Omar Epps. And then it's like,
that's good. I like that. Dang. Yeah, I think y'all hit it on nose. I think definitely there is an intensity in Mekhi Fife. And um I always just like now looking at it, I think that he could have done some leads. I feel like it could be his style of acting, which is why I think now that he's older, his style is probably expanded better, where he's found ways to be a little more graceful. Because you look at a Tupac Shakur again. Now he went to theater school, so it's different. We've seen how intense Tupac is, but yet you watch a Poetic Justice, and you can see how graceful, as tough as we believe Pac is, as intense as Pac is, we see such a gracefulness in him. And so with Mekhi Phife, you're kind of looking for that, and it's not, it hasn't always been there in his younger age. It's like he's ready to get it off. Like you go to a soul food, you say he's ready to get off his limb, and so. But I also on the other side, I do feel like I do feel like there's scripts and things that I feel like he could have probably been the better fit for, that he doesn't tend to get the role that fits what his skill, his where his best skills are. And that's to me, I feel that a lot with Makai. Like, he doesn't get in the movies, the roles he get doesn't, they never lean to where I think he could probably really take it. Then again, you know, it's like, well, how many movies he got to do for you to see that? And so I don't know. Watching this movie definitely showed me where some flaws were, you know, in his acting. I definitely seen where a few flaws were, but they're high schoolers, so it's warranted.
So they were in high school, not college.
Yeah, this was a boarding prep school, a high school.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Yeah, and that which makes it better for that backdrop, and everything else. The manipulation, it fit a little better when it's high school. Lastly, how do y'all feel they handled diversity in this film? Because it's a very, we don't tend to have a lot of diversity conversations on here. Shout out to our Stoop kids, just because it hasn't fit the conversation so much. But this movie, they're very intentional with it, but they handle it in a totally very different way. Ash, I want to ask you first. How do you think they handled like the diversity in this film? Him obviously being like the only black character really in the film, other than the dealer, and you know, and there's a lot of other things that they kind of.
Oh yeah, the dealer. I forgot about it.
They do a little panning, I guess, you know, but.
Yeah, I mean, not great. I mean, it was kind of stereotypical. Like, he's the only black kid there, and he's elite at playing a sport. He's the cool guy. He's you know, the lady. Well, he has a girlfriend, whatever. But it was really just highlighted about him being this basketball star. You know, obviously that's dang near like a top priority in our culture. It seems like somebody who's, oh, they're gonna win us the chip. We're gonna get the chip. You know, it was really just based about his basketball skills. I mean, the coach, he kind of was saying like he loved him like a son, so maybe they had like a deeper level there. But other than that, I mean, it wasn't really any depth to it for me. So yeah.
What about you, Mia?
So I have to say, because it's based off of Othello, I think that was intentional. You know, because in Othello, the Moor was the only he was the only one. He was the only black general, and he was elite, which is what brought on the envy and jealousy from Hugo or Iago, or you know, whichever one you want to go with. I think the theme of the film being that I think the point was that he was the only black person, and that he stood out so far, and he flew so high that it made someone like Hugo, who was just another white kid, feel invisible, you know. And so I think the dealer being black, now that I did tell myself I was going to make it a point to watch the 1995 version of Othello with Lawrence Fishburne to see how the characters like sync up outside of like that main core cast. But yeah, I mean, that was kind of stereotypical. One of the other basketball teams they played was like from an all-black school. You could see the cheerleaders were black, the whole team was black, and it was very interesting to see from that time period. But I think all of those choices were very intentional for this film.
Yeah, I think I don't know. I it's weird as it is. It almost feels like this film, in regards to like him being the only black guy pretty much and going to an all white boarding school. I feel like they handled race really, honestly, really normal. Like I didn't feel, because it was like it was never at any step that it was some confusion. I mean, he's clearly dating the white girl. It's a given. Like he's the black guy at school. There's all white girls. Like he's the popular dude. He can hoop. That's a given. Y'all know why y'all brought me over here. Like, he's talking to, Desi, and he's saying I'm that nigga. Like he's just flat. Like, and she has, and they're having like a breaking the fourth wall conversation. Like it's so. Even how the guys on the team handle him, it's like it's very. I don't know. It just feels very upfront. That's what I'm looking for. Like it feels very upfront. Like so, it doesn't. You would think a movie like this, like, and that's one of my Mandela effects. Like thinking that, oh, he's the only black dude, he gets set up, I'm not going to enjoy this. But when I watched it, and nobody understands, and they're acting like he's not black until now, all of a sudden he's black. But nothing ever felt like that with this movie. And I was thoroughly surprised at how upfront they were with the blackness. Now there's some heavy-handed moments, and we'll definitely discuss that. But this is a weird thing that this doesn't really happen in movies. Like this is a hard thing to pull off, one black person or one white person around, a whole different race, and like this, because it like he wasn't trying to educate them on being black. And that's another thing I really enjoyed. Like we dropped in the midst of he's black, but he ain't got to educate the audience. Oh, this is what the black experience is. This is what black life is. And I'm glad they didn't do that. Like I was so very surprised watching it this time. All right. So that's kind of the overall discussion part of it, just kind of getting us warmed up into it. So I got it broken down in a few sections. The sections I got it broken down as, and y'all can kind of elaborate on how y'all have it broken down. I got it basically O and Desi, and Hugo.
So I have those. I got Emily or M and Roger, but those are like tiny bit
like
for them.
piece.
But yeah, I'm pretty aligned. Oh, I got Hugo and his dad's relationship too.
Okay. What about you, Mia? What you got?
So I have O and Desi relationship. I have Hugo and Roger, and just like Roger as a individual character. And then I have the whole scheme.
Okay. All right. So let's start here then.
And I have a little piece about Michael, but it's just,
Okay. Let's go here. Let's go. Let's deal with Roger, and then let's kind of deal with Roger, and then of course Hugo and Roger, and then go into M. So you said you had Roger by himself, Mia?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so let's do it that way then. So what is it about Roger? Like, what do you want to kind of discuss with his character in this film?
So I recall the way I used to feel about Roger. I used to think he was just the most pathetic, like, where I hated his character. And this time I felt like this really sad, like, pity for him. It was like, oh my goodness. The whole issue of his dad kind of owning the school, or being an owner, or I guess a founder. I don't even know what to call it, but his dad is of great importance to the school. He's not the coolest. He gets picked on, and he has a crush on Desi. And Hugo, being the psycho manipulator that he gets to, and then we see also Roger has a bit of a drinking problem. So we see that Hugo has his claws in Roger, and makes these promises to him, we're going to break Desi and O up so that you can get with her. And you see that Desi's nice to him, which is might be one of the and she's pretty, but that might be one of the reasons why he, feels this longing to be with her. But just some of the scenes, I just felt so bad for him, even though what he was doing was wrong. It was almost like I felt like he was so easily influenced because he just wanted some sort of happiness, some sort of belonging. You felt like he just didn't get that. The scene at the basketball game where Michael and Josh were flicking him in the ear and saying all those mean things to him, the look on his face was just so painful
Bro.
that it really just broke my heart. And then at the end, when he made that decision and he kind of foiled Hugo's plan, he looked so afraid. It was just like you see, if you don't see it with anybody else, because I have another point about the whole boarding school thing that I wanted to talk about and the adultification of the kids in this boarding school system. If you never see it with anybody else, you see so much in Roger that he is just a kid. He is a child and he is afraid. And it was so sad. It was just sad. I felt bad for him.
Growth. Ash, you want to you got anything you
Yeah,
want to?
I mean, Mia she kind of touched on everything with him. Same thing. He was so attached to Hugo, just trying to find his place. And just like a lot of unpopular kids, they may have a crush on one of the pretty girls at school or the popular girls, the unobtainable girls. And then when someone tries to make it seem like there's a possible window for you to get in there, so I did feel bad for him, but it was just making me so mad. Like, dude, he's putting you in some dangerous situations. Like you keep getting your ass whooped. Like you giving him money that you're getting from your dad. Like, bro,
stabbed in the
and
stomach by
you
the
can
beer
tell
bottle. Like,
that's what I'm saying. You're physically getting harmed, and like there's no progression. Like, okay, I did this. I got stabbed in the stomach with the bottle. Okay, now I'm getting my ears flicked at the game on the bleachers. I'm not even having a one-on-one with Desi at all. He just still has so much faith in Hugo, and like, bro, you're listening to this man, and he's getting you freaking worked. So it was just making me so mad.
hey, listen.
I'm sorry.
You flick my ears like that. Listen to me. One of y'all is going to get the Desi treatment at the game. I mean it. One of you two, nerd, no nerd. One of you are getting that treatment at the game right now because anybody's ears ever been flicked and they were doing it constantly, back, ear, and they're dissing them. Like, bro, that's where you be childlike mad, where you're red and you got angry tears. Like, bro, I'm not going nowhere. Like, bro, I'm about to jump on you. I'm about to bite your neck. I'm about to go wild. Like, you know what I mean? Because it's like, bro, you know that pain flicking the ear. I'm about to go so unconventional with what I'm about to do right now, y'all. I'm about to just throw my whole body on, like, because there's no way y'all doing that, bro. Like, I get it. I sympathize, but there's like flicking my ear constantly. Like, not flicking it like, man, get out of here, bro. Get out of here. They like beep, 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 beep. Like, bro. Hey, shout out to that actor, bro. Cause man, he had to take that for real. That really hurt. But so Ash, you had Hugo and him. So what did you want to speak to in regards to their two's relationship?
No, I had them separate.
Oh, you had them separate. Okay. Mia, you had them together? Well, I don't know if we kind of Hugo and Roger.
So the only thing was just how easily Roger was manipulated by Hugo and how Hugo used Roger to do his bidding.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Emily, what do y'all want to say about Emily?
I don't have too much to say about her other than she just was a girl. I don't even know were they actually a couple, I guess, boyfriend, girlfriend,
Who her and
her and Hugo.
Mm-hmm.
they were a couple.
Um,
Mm-hmm. That was his
so
girl.
okay, so they were actually okay. Well,
Now
yeah,
in
you
her
could just
eyes, they
tell
was
she
a
was a
couple.
girlfriend that just yearned for some. She yearned for some affection, and obviously she's seeing Desi and O and how they rocking, and she's started to be envious. Like she's happy for her, but she's like, dang, I wish my dude was doing that kind of stuff. So just you know, pretty much looking for any way to kind of get Hugo to pay attention to her and show her
Mm-hmm.
some love. And unfortunately, she did the worst thing she could have done
Mm-hmm.
by giving him the scarf. But yeah,
Dang,
but she obviously she and her and Desi were really tight friends. Obviously they roomies and stuff. Desi trusted her, told her about the little intimate situation. So obviously there's a tight bond there. But I mean that's all I really had to say. And she.
I misread that
That's
completely.
it.
You hit on the nose. I misread. I thought she was I thought she was in like low key, like almost like I want O kind of deal, like because I didn't fully pick up the vibe that they were boyfriend girlfriend because I was like because you don't text and do this. I thought she was just like some fling that they get together from time to time because they at the boarding school. But and then it's like how crazy it's like, bro, you got the dang scarf in my mouth while we trying to get busy. Like you are sick for real. 100 like
Yeah,
you have a scarf that is 100 years old from a black grandma in her mouth. But dude, like you getting the kink off crazy, bro. Golly, it take all this. Like
that's what I said. I was like, when I was watching, I'm like, bro, are you gonna get the scarf out her mouth? Like, what are we doing,
but she
dude?
take I take it any way I can get it. Like, hey, look, get to it. We in it now. Hey, whatever. Like she was ready. Like, hey, look.
That
uh
was ridiculous.
it was but that it's perfect when I can't wait to talk about Hugo. Um any more of the kind of C plots? Y'all two had more listed. I only had 3 plots. So what else did y'all have as far as those like lower?
I'm ready to get into the nitty gritty.
Okay. So let's talk. Y'all want to go talk O individually or O and Desi?
Wait. Are we going to talk about Hugo last?
Yeah, I think I think that's best.
Okay.
In my opinion. But if y'all feel otherwise, I'm open to change it. It's no biggie.
O or O and Desi? I think we can talk about, I think you can't really talk about one without talking about the other.
Okay.
Um, but let's try to talk about O by himself first.
Okay. So a few traits or a few things we noticed. So O got transferred there. He used to be on some kind of drug that he said he wasn't doing anymore. I don't know if it was weed or steroids or Adderall, or I'm assuming maybe Adderall. Maybe that's what I don't know. They wasn't very specific. They probably was intentionally doing that. We see that he's not this just like uppity black dude that's at a school trying to be like this scholar. He definitely has an anger issue. He definitely will step up and he will speak his mind. He has no problem talking a certain kind of way to the coach, to the principal, to other guys on the team. Definitely speaks his mind. Excellent basketball player, like very good basketball player. And trying to think, is there anything else? Yeah, I mean, I guess he come from the hood. I mean, that's about it as far as just laying out who the old character is, and he, obviously he's with Desi. So, uh, I got some things I want to say. I imagine y'all got some things I want to say just about O himself. So, yeah, the floor is y'all's. If y'all want to chime in here, I guess Ash, if you want to.
Um, yeah, you kind of touched on a lot of the things that I have. I just said he was like a cool, athletic black dude. Um, and he was just a solid guy, even him getting the CD for M, he coming to see his lady, like, M, I ain't forget about you. Like, everybody liked him. Like you said, he didn't come over here trying to be this. He was just true to himself.
Mm-hmm.
And I just had that he was a solid guy. He used to be on drugs. Obviously, we don't know what kind. And unfortunately, Hugo pulled him back into that demise. Head over heels in love for Desi, even though it's 4 months in. Gave her the rubber band joint on the finger. Very committed. So, he just was, he was solid.
He was living
He
his
was a
best life.
solid brother. Yeah, he just wanted I was gonna say college because I was like, I thought they were in high school, but then when he said the dorms, I was like, woo, but now y'all cleared that up for me. But just a solid guy, that was in love with a girl and liked to play basketball. And unfortunately, his world just got turned upside down with the manipulation. And I mean, I got more to say once we get,
To the Desi.
and further into it. Yeah, with Hugo and all,
Right, but
yeah.
all right. What you got anything you want to speak to about old
Yeah.
individually, Mia?
My thoughts on O have changed significantly as I've grown. As a soon to be 35-year-old woman. It was too much. It was too much. And I've said it before how I feel about the teenage romance situation, but my guy, we're gonna need you to relax.
The
We're gonna need you to
18 with the rubber band joint.
Whoa. Like, first of all, like, I get it, I had a little little boyfriend in high school. We were locked in, thought we were in love.
Yeah.
But wait a minute. And now I will say that when I say the whole boarding school culture is different because they're with each other all the time, they're living in dorms. So it may give them
Yeah.
adultified, like they grow up a little faster.
It expedites it a little bit more. Like,
but my man, whoa, relax, like chill. And
dude.
so I can only attribute this to like the fact that maybe it's because he didn't really have any family. He lost his mother, and there may be some emotional damage, but it was too much. Like, I get that Hugo is the villain.
But how did we get here, bro?
He was the villain, but
we got here so like you get to the bedroom scene. It's like, bro, how the hell you throw the whole basketball on this shit for 4? All right, man.
Odin, are you cool?
Bro, Odin,
are you okay? Like can we please just take a moment, because it was everything for like it was a little bit too much for like, sir, have you been working third shift for 10 years? Like, why are you so,
bro? You like it?
Go to McDonald's with your friend. Like, you need, like,
you that dude, bro. Like, and I'm keeping it a bean. Like, all due respect, but bro, like, this. I'm sorry, but this is Desi. Like, bro,
we gotta get into the O and Desi, because
we rolling right into it.
I can't talk about his crazy without us talking about, like,
we'll just tie it all together. Old Desi, Hugo. But just for me, not a likable dude. This watch realize you're not a likable dude. Like, it starts off, you get the first few, like, oh, I got a CD for you, I just want to hold you and stuff. You get that brief moment, and then after that, like, you realize, like, you are not a likable dude. And I'm like, nobody's really likable in this movie, really, with the exception of maybe Desi. Man, bro, just like, like so what I'm getting at with O and Desi is like Desi doesn't come off like this super popular girl that like you came over here and you bagged her. You I don't know, it's just like bro, you come from the hood, you come from a different style, you know the game and all this takes. You come over here to like this PWI and you go after Desi, which I get it. You like what you like, but it's like, bro, I don't know. I that's why I'm laughing so hard. I'm like, bro, how do you get here to your hands around her neck? Like, how do we get here and on a 4-month relationship? Like, that's why I'm like when you said, bro, chill. I'm like, all right, and that'll tie into my moral of the story, but I don't want to step on that. But all right, so let's bounce around a little bit. We all can kind of chime in here just to make it flow a little better. So let's go wherever you want to go as far as O and Desi and Hugo. I can lay more out as far as.
Go ahead.
Listen,
Okay.
I know because I really want to hear what Ash has to say. Because you haven't said anything yet about the whole
Their relationship. Well, Desi, she seemed cool. Like you said, if you had to say who was likable, she was all right. She seemed to be protective over her relationship with O. Like it seemed like it was sacred to her, obviously to him, but the spiral just was crazy. But like I said, the 4 months timeline for him to be going bonkers like that is insane. I'm trying to just figure out.
Figure out how to get there.
It's just like, I don't know, man. It just simply, I think Desi was cool. I think the relationship was decent. I mean, we really didn't see too much. It was giving obsession. Like it just, they were always together. He coming over, just skin to skin. You know,
mommy issues.
yeah, and it's like the attachment is so strong. And for me, the fact that Hugo could come around, first of all, Hugo's not even your dude, right? Mike, you go up there, you get your MVP, then you say Mike is your right hand man, and then Hugo comes up and tells you all this bullshit, and you just believe everything he say. Bro, you gotta fact check things. Like you,
oh man,
I would have went to Mike, and I would have went to Desi. He brought it to it just like on a slight tip, but he didn't really get into it. Like, bro, you would have went to Mike. Mike would have told you he got the scar from Hugo. You would have beat his ass, and we wouldn't be here. Desi would still be with us, right?
Hello.
You would still be with us.
You would still be with us. Like you literally everything he said.
Emily would still be with us.
Roger, you know,
Roger, like,
and I don't know if Michael died. He got shot in the leg, so he might have made it. But yeah. So the jig is up. Like the fact that Hugo could get his mind all the way gone like that is insane to me. I didn't like that you literally didn't fact check. You didn't talk to anybody. You just going off. Don't go to Mike, bro. If there's anything I know more about, it's white girls. And so like you're just. Again, he's not even your guy. Why are you so believing in this dude, man? Like
he wanted the dudes in the crew though. He's like he might not be number 2, but he's like probably number 3.
I know, but if Mike is your number 2, you're not gonna go. I don't care. You tell me not to go. I'm going over here because first of all, if you my number 2 and you messing with my girl, then this is bigger than Nino Brown. You know what I'm saying? Like we got a whole nother problem. So yeah, I'm definitely. Hey Mike, I gave Desi a scarf. You got it? Because Hugo said you got it. You know, I'm just straight to it. But Hugo, I mean, the master of the, you know, since we looping it all, I'm just getting mine out, you know. Hugo, master manipulator, you know what I'm saying? He played chess. He laid the groundwork for all the madness to happen. He started with Roger, pretty much trying to isolate old circle of trust, right? He got Mike and he got Desi. So boom, you start with Roger to try to, mess things up. Then you get Mike and hey man, hang out with Desi. You're trying to pull Mike away and get him closer to Desi. You see what I'm saying? It's just everything worked. I mean, his plan worked, and I guess he had a believability about him. He was so you just believe Hugo. You didn't think he was lying, but yeah. Okay, I'm done. Yeah.
Nah, you good. Now you cook. You was cooking. We'll have more talk about it. Mia, go ahead. I know this. I see the flames coming on.
I gotta go back. I gotta go back to Desi and O because for me, Desi seemed very much like a teenage girl who was in love with her teenage boyfriend. And he was making it so intense that it was uncomfortable sometimes to watch. Like, she was mature, but in a way that you would expect an 18-year-old girl who's been at boarding school to be mature. She did have a bit of a protective outlook on him and their relationship because I think she wanted to protect him because he was Black, and she felt like people may have been prejudging him or looking at their relationship differently because he was Black. But she wasn't seeing the red flags herself.
And he been through some stuff too, because she did make the note of like, you always have the most interesting stories. Obviously about the scar, and like that tells obviously she knows a lot about what he been through. So tying that all into what you're saying, the protective.
But the thing is, he wasn't really like, a lot of it was projection. Like when he told the story about him getting the scar because his mom couldn't afford a good doctor, that was all a lie. He fell off his skateboard. He was just a normal Black kid from a Black neighborhood, and he said it in his closing monologue. My mom wasn't no crackhead. She got sick. Like I'm not a thug. It was just, he's a fly in the milk, like the one Black kid. So they're all looking at him as this anomaly. And it was really his downfall. When it came to his relationship with Desi, I feel like he put so much stake in it and on her to the point where it really frustrated me that he let Hugo get in his head like this. But I think, and I have this in my notes because the first seed wasn't even planted by Hugo. The first seed was planted by Desi's father. He said, "She deceived me. What makes you think she won't do the same to you?" That's a hell of a seed for a father to plant about his daughter.
Because you don't forget that.
And that, when I heard that, because I didn't remember that. And when I heard that, I was like, okay, so that was the seed that was planted early on before Hugo even came to him with any type of doubt. And so for him to be so in love with Desi, it was so easy for him to believe what Hugo was saying. It was like, you say that you love this girl. You say Michael's your best friend, but you're eating up everything he's saying. You have no discernment about the situation. You haven't taken any time. Like the first thing you do when you see Mike after this is you give him the stare down and just walk by him. You didn't give him a chance to say anything. He's like, what's going on? You supposed to be his best friend. You haven't pulled him to the side. You let Hugo get in your ear and you instantly flip, like without any type of discussion, groundwork, investigation of your own. It was literally just, okay, fuck Mike now.
But you know what? I'll chime in a little bit. There is this aspect of this too good to be true, I think, ideology that could have existed in his head where it's like everything is good. Like he's scoring the points, they lifting him up, everybody's on him. He goes, he gets the award, he brings down his man Mike. He's at the dance. He's, everything is around him. He's living this fairy tale, and it's like, and nobody makes this big fuss of him being black. Really, it seems like, at least not openly. And so when Hugo comes along and starts to like put these like things in it, he's just kind of, going at this little stone that's constantly broken to pieces in his mind almost. So to me, it just seemed like all the stuff you're saying, as far as I'm with that, but also just to put a little bit in where he's at is, you think in your mind you got the trophy life, kind of like you as a high schooler, you're 18, you got the dream girl that loves you regardless, and you kind of lay all your weight on her, and she don't really have weight to lay on you because of separate life experiences, and you put a lot of stake in her as your safe zone. And when you start to get any just small rumblings of, oh, this is too good to be true, I knew it, because there's always that small little
But you
thing.
didn't know it though.
I know, but that's what I'm saying. But like there that possibility could have existed like somewhere in his head, and all it took was the person at that time to punch that button. And when he realized he had some, we'll get to that. But anyway, go ahead, me. That was something I was just kind of see, like, if I'm the only black kid at this school, and pretty much I don't have no real issues, like for real, I'm always gonna be kind of looking for something that can't be right.
And I can see that, I can understand that, but in my mind, it's more so you still have to think for yourself. You still have to give yourself enough of a backbone to go speak to your friend yourself.
Mm-hmm.
You don't just come in full speed ahead off of some, well, he said, well, Hugo told me.
Yeah.
Okay, who was Hugo?
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's what, like, and the way he handled the whole thing is what I believe makes an unlikable character, because it was like we come out and he's this very like likable guy. He's charismatic. He's hugging his coach, and they have a great relationship, and he's talking to Desi's dad, man to man, you have a great daughter and I care about her a lot. And even that was too much for me, because sir, wait a minute, relax.
And you telling you got a great daughter after you find out like I'm mashing her potatoes. It's like like, I don't want to hear that as a father. I don't want to hear that shit calling all hours of the day. Yo, man, they got no
like, come on now. Yeah. It was like if you're going to be in a high school relationship, be in that. But I feel like he put so much into it that when Hugo started to plant these seeds, the way he handled it, it was like a ticking time bomb, because he was already so intensely obsessive over the relationship that now it's like, if I don't have this, my whole world is falling apart. Like, forget that I'm a star basketball player. Mm-hmm. Forget that I have this over here. If I don't have her, then none of it is worth it and nothing else matters. And now I'm going to ruin everything because of this.
Yeah.
Like,
he didn't trust nobody either, too. So I think that probably plays a little bit of a part into, because he said, you trust Mike, I trust him as a ball player, so it's like, he loved her, but he didn't really trust. I think he come from the hood, so as much as my mom wasn't no crack, yeah, but he came up from an environment where things were handled a certain way, and I think that him being at the school, maybe he was recently transferred. I think that how we got there is some of that is from how he's familiar with how things are handled.
But I feel like that makes it even worse. How you let this white boy spin you like a dreidel? You got to have a little bit more wits about you. Mm-hmm. Like, if you're this, then be that. Go to Mike directly. If you're such a man, go to him man to man. Desi told you, no.
Right.
Like, that's not what this is. You don't have the scar. I can't find it. I don't know what happened to it. And that's why Emily, listen, standing there watching him go at Desi about the scarf, knowing you took it, was super chump. That was crazy to me. Like
Yeah.
you didn't even go to Hugo like, where's that scarf? Because he's tripping about it and I need to get that back. Before he flips out. And it was just the way he handled that when he went to Desi's room, he was acting crazy. The way he handled the
Oh
dunk
my
in the
gosh, like all of
kitchen.
that, like them eyes and those looks, and like obviously when they have sex, and she tells him
No,
like,
now that was wild.
"Whoa,
That was correct. That,
whoa," you knew he had to die at the end of the movie.
oh
You,
no.
oh
That was
no,
like,
oh no,
now you, when she said stop the first time,
bruh.
it that scene is very hard to watch because it's like, oh
You
wow,
you are an animal.
oh
Like,
he's lost it.
yeah,
He's gone.
he
He's
is.
gone in the head, and there's something's not right. Something's not right because no,
Yeah, no,
you
that's
can't possibly. This isn't a love thing. This is a possession,
yep,
obsession,
that's what it is.
because you can't love somebody and do that to them.
And like,
And the poor girl she still didn't even want to, like, well, he didn't, he was just rough, girl.
yeah, because she was trying to kind of go off of like, well, I told him he can have his way any kind of way, kind of thing. But it is murky, but it is still like it's when you say stop, there's no real confusion. There's
Right.
no confusion with stop. Like
And
there's
say it
no,
multiple times.
and like got up and really turned the volume up on the stop. Like, hey, I listen, get off of me.
He would have caught an elbow to the side of his head,
Oh yeah,
a
yeah,
claw to the eyeball. It would have been a whole
yeah.
lot
You
of.
got your eye pressed out. You slap punch your Adam's apple like, and like yeah, that was crazy. Even the joke, about like him talking about kind of talking some slave cosplay. It sounded like a little bit like dressing up as a buck. That was pretty crazy, crazy writing too. But yeah, it. So just bringing Hugo back into it as we try to kind of conclude, like, I think we need to really have this. We need to put Hugo up there for like one of the best villains, bro. Because man,
Absolutely.
he was diabolical. He was strategic. He was surgical. Like, I mean, I said, I said, oh my, like, I got to put him up there with the Dexters of the world. I got to put him up there with the Joe Goldbergs of the world. Like, I really got to put him up there because I'm like, Hugo is really good. Like I said, as far as like, he moved this piece to move, and then like the way they had those like cuts where you see Mike, and you see Mike is obviously a good looking guy. So you seeing him like over your girl ear and smiling, it's all there. Only thing I would say, I wish Julia Stiles would have played up a little more into making us almost be confused. You know what I mean? Like, because I feel like Mike, we knew he didn't, but the way they paid the cuts made it feel like maybe he could have, or maybe he does have some interest, because we never heard what he was saying to her. But I wish Julia Stiles just a little bit more, like, because when she was like, I want to talk to you about Mike, but I wish it was leaned in a little more. It wasn't, it left us to honestly think that she was just obviously innocent, clear, whatever. But I would have liked them to, like they were manipulating O's mind, manipulate our minds with it. You know what I mean? That I would have liked that a little bit more, because it felt like they were trying to get there, but they never quite got there. But I just got to say, Hugo, we got to put him up there. So things go awry. So at the end, what didn't Roger do that took the plan off where the plans went off derailed? What was it that
So
Roger did wrong? I couldn't quite.
he was supposed to make Michael's death look like a suicide, but he shot him in the leg because he was scared.
Yeah.
Again, Hugo was a psycho. Like Hugo
Oh,
is
absolutely.
a psychopath. Like his relationship with his father, and I do believe that his father was not handling him correctly. The way that he would single him out in practices, the way that he talked to O and favored O and let O slide with a whole lot of things.
Mhm.
And he kind of, you know, well, Hugo, you'll always be good. You've always been okay, but
Mhm.
oh, it's like that. He needs more. And he was jealous, but also he had a screw loose. He was crazy.
Yeah.
Um,
He needed to be Harry Morgan to Dexter. Like he needed to be that to
he
Hugo.
need he needed to be way more attentive to his son because his son was a insane.
Oh man.
Think
Great liar too. I mean, absolute. Like the way he like just
he didn't care. He did not care. He saw the way O was spiraling out of control and he just kept on pushing, kept
Mhm.
on pressing, take it a step further. Oh, yeah.
And I'm
I
not
mean,
And
saying that something is going on, but if something is going on, like, bro,
bro, like killing
and
it though.
the way when Michael came to his dorm and he had O in the other room and he brought up Desi and then whispered about the other girl
Yeah.
hmm
and then had Michael talking about it and O thinking it was Desi was so frustrating because I'm like, no,
see,
that's
for
Cold.
not
me,
what he's talking about.
that was the last moment. Like, run in there, start laying hands. You probably would have started fighting Michael, but you would have been like, you sleeping with Desi or whatever, and he would have cleared it up. Now, while he would he have believed it at that point because he's so far gone? Maybe not. But it's just like
And that
you didn't have the conversations you needed to have. You went on one man's word, and I can't support that message.
Yeah,
Like
and it's like, bro,
last movie.
and then you just turn to a villain. You go to a dunk contest, breaking glass after doing coke or Adderall, and then you're holding up the rim like
you
the
push
dunk. What the
all
dunk
the
wasn't
way
even
down to
good.
the
Like that's
ground.
the dunk wasn't even good though. That's what I was like, bro. That's just like who cares, bro? This is 2001, nigga. Like, I mean, sorry, but like it's 2001. You gonna have to do better than that. That dunk was not great, bro, because you broke the glass. And who gonna pay for this? You know what I mean?
Okay.
But
Woo,
right, he
Push that
was.
boy down. He acting crazy.
But that is crazy. Pushing the little boy down like that was.
And can we just say that I had
woo.
some sympathy for Michael until that scene, and I
Yep.
was, oh, now I gotta withdraw my support.
Mhm.
Oh
Because
yeah.
now you talk about this nigga, oh,
Hmm.
Yeah.
how you really feel, Mike?
Yeah.
It was a matter of time. It's always a matter of time.
Always.
It's always a matter of time, isn't it?
Oh, okay.
All right, so let's let before we get out of here, all of us, I want us just to get our last take on the end of the movie. So Ash, I'll throw the ball in your court first. Like, I'll lay it out for the listeners if you haven't watched the movie. Pretty much everything goes awry. Like Hugo has the whole plan to basically get Desi killed and Mike killed, and I don't know what he planned for. I don't
I
know.
think he wanted to frame O
Oh,
for
frame
it.
O. Okay, so that simple plan. Look, complicated parts, but simple plan. Things go awry. Doesn't happen. Mike gets shot in the leg. He ends up killing Roger. He gets over to the house, and O comes over there, and he, kind of sentimental with Desi, and then he just loses it, chokes her out completely. Uh, then Emily comes over and she loses it. Hugo comes over and she wants to be quiet, so he shoots her. They shoot another person. He ends up getting a gun. When he finds out it's a lie, he's ready to shoot him. Police pull up, and he gives his last little training day speech, and he shoots himself in the chest. All right, Ash, react.
I mean, I don't have too much. I mean, I hated it. I hated the ending. Um, well, I have it in that other section that we
Okay, the
have
other
where I
section.
can elaborate a little bit. But yeah, man, you choked her out, man. And shout out to Julia, the way she was playing that, like, those last little
Yeah,
movements of the hand, like she low-key was turning red and everything, so like
yeah, committing
however
to it.
long she was holding her breath and kind of really selling it, like that was pretty good. Um, yeah, I don't have too much other than in the other section, but I hated it, of course. I hated that he killed her. I hated that he offed himself. And yeah, I hated it.
Mia.
So,
Shakespearean tragedy at its finest, you know. I think I don't hate it because I know like something had to happen. Like all of this had to come to a head and it was gonna come to a tragic end no matter what. Um, it was just so sad to see him go out like that. It was like, again, you're too much, you're too intense, chill out. Like, why do you have to kill her? But when you see the scene and he's choking her out and he's like, I wish I could let you go, but I can't. And you see he's got some emotional issues of his own because if he didn't, Hugo would have never been able to get him like this. Um, but the speech he gives, the thing about the ending that really does it for me is when he confronts Hugo and Hugo's like, I did what I did and that's it. I'm not
That's
saying
all you need to
nothing.
know.
I'm not saying nothing else. Was the moment when I'm like, oh, he is crazy. He's nuts. He shot Emily when she started like spilling the beans about the scarf, and you see O's head kind of exploding, like, wait, what? Wait, so this has all been a lie this whole time? And his whole like it's just so beautifully tragic. All the pieces starting to fit together and come down, and you see it all just coming to like a screeching halt. And now it's all just done.
Mm-hmm.
Desi's dead, Emily's dead. We don't know if Michael's dead. Uh, Roger and Hugo in the back of that police car. The ending that was even more powerful to me than O's speech was what Hugo was saying in his head when he was in the back of the police car about he always wanted to fly, but O was a hawk and he flew so much higher than the rest of us. And it's just so beautifully poetic. Like, and I know it makes you mad and you're like, you hate it, but you also have to kind of give it this reverence, like, wow, this
Mm-hmm.
is supposed to make you feel something, and it does.
Mm-hmm. I did when I was younger watching this time. I didn't hate it because I was just like, there's no other way to put this, but you just a dumb nigga. I'm sorry. I don't know how else to put it. It's like you choked your girl out and then say, oh, wait, I guess I could have asked that question. Oh, you know what? I didn't think about it. You know what? Hey, Desi, real quick, can we rewind for a second? So like, and I'll speak a little more to the scene in our later section. But good ending, like very poetic, like you said. A good ending in the sense of it hits the fan and it goes all the way up. You know, a little sloppy and messy, but it goes up. You know, it definitely didn't leave you hanging out there, so to speak. So, and that is our review of O. Before we get out of here, of course, we got a few more sections here. So, Ash, character you relate to or identify with the most?
Nobody. Yeah, it was tough, but I ended up landing at O just on the fact of being the only person of color in a predominantly white space and trying to navigate and find your footing, even though you know that there's no one there that can truly relate to what you're going through.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm sure we've all been in those type of environments where we're like the only one or the one of two,
Oh man,
and you just kind of navigate your way through. So that was the only thing that I can come up with as far as in any type of relation. I've been in those spaces plenty of times, so I can relate in that aspect.
Yeah, you dig deep right there. That was good. Mia G, character you relate to or identify with the most?
I can't. I can't. There's nobody. There's nobody in this film who I feel like I related to in any way.
Mm.
I mean, I suppose I can say, oh, I mean, but not really.
Yeah, it's a
Like
reach.
I've been manipulated before, but I've never had somebody like it just I couldn't find any quality in any of these characters that I felt I saw myself
Yeah.
in.
I originally had Desi, ironically, very funny black man identified with the white woman. But the way we discussed this film, I got to go Roger, man. Not to that extreme, but there was a version of myself that yearned to fit in, yearned to. Just got I definitely got embarrassed in moments of trying to get the popular girl and doing silly things and things that were like just super corny, super out of the way, getting in trouble in class, trying to fit in with the popular kids, not doing my work. It's a lot of stuff just compromising your real character in order to be on the in crowd. Definitely didn't get bullied, but I ain't gonna say bullied, but I've definitely got clowned and joned on enough that I definitely was in tears in school. So it's it wasn't bullying to that degree what the ear flick, but definitely had my version of it, I guess. So I gotta say Roger. I definitely I understood this character a lot. Ash, what character got to get to stepping? The character that you could do without.
Well, the low hanging fruit would be Hugo's mom, who was just
man.
came in for a quick dinner scene and she really wasn't needed. But also Roger for me, even though I know he kind of played as a pawn on the board, like he was just too gullible in the back, not having a backbone. Like he was really just irking me, and he could get to stepping. Like he bothered me a lot.
Yeah,
So
I'd get that too though.
it's like once I get my ass whooped one time, bro, I'm done with you. Like you're not for me. Like this friendship is not worth it. So
I was stabbed, bro. Like that part I'll never get past. Like you got up
Yeah.
and your stomach was bleeding. I'll never get past that.
yeah.
Meg G, what character can get to
Say,
stepping?
I gotta say Emily, because like I understand that Desi had to have a friend. There had to be another girl, and she played into Hugo's plan, but she was just so vapid. Like, so your boyfriend tells you to steal this scarf, you don't ask why? You don't have any idea what he needs it for. You've heard talk about it. You obviously know it's important, but you still steal it. And then when everything comes to light, you're acting like, oh, he told me to get the scarf and well, why did you give it to him?
Mm-hmm.
Like it was just so frustrating because it was like she was just there, and she just didn't have
Blend.
she just didn't have two brain cells to rub together. It was like, girl, are you like, what did you think he was gonna do with it? Why would you just give him ask some questions?
Mm-hmm. I got the same one, Emily, as well. Just we keep seeing her making looks through the movie like she's gonna be some kind of factor, like she's gonna be a part of Hugo's plan. Like I'm thinking, like, oh, this is gonna be dope. This is like a double twist. Like they about to get you all the way. That's where a lot of that Mandela effect comes in my mind. Like, oh, she was, but then to find out like she didn't, and then at the end you flip the script like, oh, what did you do? What happened? What did you do? Now you ain't got whacked. You know what I mean? So it's just like she was just so unnecessary character. We just did not need her at all. Baby girl, get to stepping. All right. I think this is worth bringing up if y'all do have it. Do you have favorite song in the movie?
I have one.
Okay, I do too.
I gotta go with Aquemini by Outkast.
That's what I got as well. We here.
Mhm.
And if in a little montage with it, it was great. But that Black Star was a great runner up in the game when he was hooping and they was playing that Black Star with Talib Kweli and Mos Def. That was a pretty good, part. Things you would change about the movie or what they didn't get right. Ash Bash.
In the words of my brother, I have a few things. We can start with the camera angles on the basketball choreography. Super trash. especially coming off Coach Carter, elite, beautifully shot. These basketball scenes were terrible. I didn't believe any of you could hoop. It was awful. The cameraman should have been fired. It was terrible. I really did not enjoy it.
Mm-hmm.
And then I had the scene where Desi said, "You said I was so fine. You let me dress you up and play Black Buck Got Loose in a Big House," was ridiculous.
Mm-hmm.
It was very unnecessary, very distasteful. That's not even a believable thing that a Black person would say. That was so out there to me. I know it's based on the Shakespeare, all that, whatever, but like, that was ridiculous.
Yeah, it was.
And then lastly, I just didn't like that Hugo didn't get no hands laid on him. Like, oh, you go out in cuffs and that's it? Like, probably gonna get out of there who knows how quick, but like, I didn't like that nothing happened to Hugo. Like, bro, you should have beat the freak out of him or like shot him in the ankle or something. Like, something should have happened to Hugo other than just the slow walk out with cuffs.
With the poetry at the end, with the monologue.
You know what I'm saying? Blackbird, the way never gonna fly. Yeah, that's it.
Made a fool of me. Tell
Please.
me why. So I need to put that on that, bro. You made. All right.
Chill out, bro.
It's the dad goes with it though. Things that you would change about the movie or what they didn't get right.
I have to agree with the big house joke. That rubbed me all the wrong way. I was like, ew. Ew. Like, and listen, I don't know what go on in people's houses, but I've heard a few
I guess there.
interracial dating comedians make that joke on more than one occasion, and I don't like it. Like, I know that may be a thing that they do in interracial relationships, but can we not?
Just
Like,
keep it in house, bro. Just keep it in house. Like that don't
Like,
never
let's
need to see
not
the
do
light of day. I guess unless it's for the interracial couples, I guess that specific would understand. But let's just keep it in house, bro. Like I don't.
like let's not do that.
Yeah, it's not
Let's
really
keep
clever. There's no
that,
cleverness there, really.
and let's keep that like nowhere.
Mm-hmm.
Let's not do that. But that bothered me. I think a lot of what bothers me about this movie kind of makes it so I can't say too much about, I did notice the basketball camera angles, which I'm not an expert, I will say that every time, but I was like, oh, this isn't like Coach Carter. It's different. Like, you
Mhm.
can see the difference in the choreography and how it's shot, but um it was one scene when was walking out. I think they were walking out for like a championship game or something. And the way he was dribbling the ball when he was walking out was just
I was way up here. I'm like, come on,
like,
bro.
nobody does that.
I noticed that too. Like I was like, low key. I was like, all right.
But I enjoy the movie for what it is. I don't have too many critiques. It's 2001. It's a teenage Shakespeare adaptation. So I'm gonna shoot it some bail. I'm not gonna take too much. But I do think one good conversation between Hugo and the coach would have made for a better emotional understanding of like who Hugo was, I think, or why he was that way. Like, we see it, but I think there should have been more of a compelling scene between him and his father where he really like
Mm-hmm.
got some of it out and talked to him about, how he felt.
Yeah, I agree. For me, them playing the blackest of songs at the dance at a predominantly white school, it just doesn't. That's not believable. Like they're playing songs where they're literally saying "nigga" in the lyrics. This is not even like, like some mainstream Eminem or like Ja Rule or something at the time. It's like you're playing like the hoodest of songs at a PWI. Knock it off. It's unbelievable. And they used a lot of the blackest, like they went blackety black on the music that just to try to bring us out. It just didn't work. The talking volume, I don't know about y'all, but I had some trouble in some moments. I'm like, bro, why are y'all talking so low? It's some whispery, low talking stuff that I just know they did it a lot in this movie for some reason. I was like, it's just a little weird thing I noticed. And then lastly, the endings edit is terrible. Now, in the end, when he shot himself, did y'all's freeze too?
Mm-hmm.
It's supposed to. Yeah. It's a freeze frame.
Nah, that was terrible. That's terrible because the freeze frame looked garbage. The way he holding the gun didn't look real. Like it was the whack to get that. And then like all that, I mean, who goes out like that? I'm sorry, like who goes out like that?
Do it again, man. Do it again.
It was so terrible. It was like, I don't feel you, bro. Like when he was going through that, I'm like, I don't feel you. Like that is like he's doing the tears. I'm like, bro, I don't feel you. Like,
Yeah,
like you're trying, with the crackhead. I'm just like y'all. I'm just like, nah, bro.
You know what it was given?
Can you do it any quicker? Like, bro.
This is y'all's fault.
That's exactly
y'all messed up the family.
It's your fault. That's perfect.
Hey,
Oh, that's
one more time, man. I'm weak.
That was terrible. I gotta use that in the screenshot. Like both y'all doing that. Gotta use it. I should have made a wallpaper off of that. But that scene, that freeze, it was horrible. Then he's on the couch and they like. Be honest, like I'm not trying to make light of this. And be very clear about people that suffer from mental health that have considered these thoughts and have even been around loved ones that have taken this route. I'm not being a certain way when I say that, but when we're talking film in a fictional sense, I think it would have been just go to the head, like just treat the classic, go to the head, bro. Because if not,
well, I think because of the screen, what is it? The freeze, they couldn't do the dope. Because I'm like. Yeah, because I'm like, dude, just go to the head, bro.
Yeah,
like,
just go to the head. Like to me, that would have been like better. Like you could freeze it off, like maybe get the splatter and then come back to him laid there.
Yeah, that's true.
You know what I mean? Like you're still trying to get that poetic vibe off, or trying to get the Shakespearean experience. But the chest just is like, bro, I don't believe you would even do this.
Right.
Like how much commitment it takes to go to the chest. All right, so and that is. Well, no, we got one more thing. So the moral of the story. Lastly, before we give y'all the preview of our next film in this March Madness, Ash.
More of the story: be careful who you trust. It was obvious that O had he had misplaced his trust in Hugo, and so you just gotta be careful out here. And in the words of my boy Drake, you gotta learn to fact check things and be less impatient, man. You gotta fact check, ask questions, and be careful who you trust. That's what I got out of this movie.
Me and G.
So what I had was have discernment, which is a lot like what Ash said. Is basically you have to be able to see things for what they are and not what they appear to be. You really have to be able to use your own discernment and see through somebody's intentions. I think, and I don't want to say it's only because we're the audience, Hugo's intentions never seem pure because he's feeding you this every time you see him, and it's just like, you have to be able to look at someone's intent and do your own research, do your own thinking. Go get your information for yourself, because you can't let someone else's information and thoughts control you. You have to discern that for yourself.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I did originally have the same line, obviously, with siblings, the same, got to learn to fact check things, be less impatient. That was exactly what I had. But since that's been spoken of, I'm going with, there's always another one out there, bro. There's always another one, dog. Like, respectfully, like, you all upset. Maybe she did, maybe she didn't. You didn't go get the facts. Like, you know what I'm gonna do is revenge. Watch what I'm about to do. That matter of fact, Emily, what's up? You know what I mean? Like, I'm talking in movie terms, but seriously, it's like you are that dude on campus. There's other ones. Like, why are you so hung up? Like,
But he was wrong though. That's the thing.
which Rich is right. He is wrong. But if you're going in your own belief and you're just gonna keep taking that, that poison that he's giving you, why is that your approach? Like, I gotta choke you out. Like, nah, bro, I'm about to go do some things. Like, I'm not doing that. It's always another one. Like, that's the moral of the story for me. Like, it's always another one, if rather true or not true. So, and that is our episode, man. Thank y'all for tuning in as always. But before we get out of here, we always give y'all the preview. The next pick is on me. I went down quite the list before I finally got to this movie. This is a movie that I really enjoy. I really love. Some people are fans of it. Some people ain't. They're into this genre. Some people are not. But I am. And this is a movie that I love. And I'm so glad to talk about it. And now I'm taking y'all back. I'm talking about back before we were even born. We going back to 1985. And the movie is Rocky 4. We doing Rocky. Dun, 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 dun,
Wow.
dun, 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 dun. Yeah, Rocky 4 with my man Apollo. And I ain't gonna spoil the movie if y'all ain't never seen it before. But man, Apollo, the Russian.
Ooh.
This movie made way for some of my favorite cinema that
Yeah,
we've seen
okay.
with Mr. Michael B. Jordan.
Uh-huh.
Hey, thank you for the segue.
Okay, good. I'm glad. So hopefully, so it's it's a boxing film.
And all the way over here.
Yeah, I didn't know it was that far, but now because I had a basketball one originally, but I was like, you know what? I did go left. So Rocky 4, I thought about 3, definitely no 1 or 2. I would never even, but I wouldn't even do that. But it's Rocky 4 is 1985. So that's what we will be reviewing next week. Thank y'all, man. Y'all know what time it is. The street lights is coming on. Matter of fact, it's a little later than usual because it's daylight saving, so we get to hang outside a little longer than usual. But now it's finally getting dark, so we got to go in. But we're getting ready for the summertime, and we have something special for y'all. Y'all want to reach out to us? Y'all can hit us up, childishgrownups3@gmail.com, or y'all can hit us up on Instagram, Childish Grownups Podcast. Man, thank y'all for listening. Peace out.